The voice of women. The voice of women, 91.7.
WFM 91.7. Welcome to The Big Question. My name is Daniel Adaja. Today is Tuesday, the 16th of June 2020. And on The Big Question this morning, we're having a conversation on the protection of women and children, important for an enabling environment. And I have the opportunity to speak with the former Majority Leader, House of Representatives, Honorable Mulikat, Akande Adeola. Good morning.
Good morning.
Thank you for joining us this morning.
It's my pleasure.
Yes, let me start the conversation from the whole pandemic. I hope you have been staying safe and been protecting yourself.
Yes, I have, and okay. I hope you've been doing the same.
Yes, I have. But one very pertinent question I'd like to ask is, how has this pandemic actually affected you in any way?
First and foremost, it has reduced my movement. I mean, being able to go out freely like I would want to.
Okay.
And also, it has helped me to bond with my family the more.
Okay.
Because being, in the house most of the time, we have enough time for ourselves now.
Okay.
I've indulged in, so many things like doing my exercise regularly.
Oh, okay.
Cooking once in a while. I've not really been cooking, so I do that. And it has also, I've been able to read. I've been reading some books.
Okay, that's good. What kind of books have you been reading now?
A lot of things that my workers are doing.
Okay.
I've been reading books on different leaders with vision. I was able to read President Jonathan's book.
Okay.
I was able to watch Michelle Obama's
documentary.
Yeah. I started watching, reading Obama's book himself.
Oh, okay.
I just started that, and I've been able to reflect on so many things, and of course I've been relaxing a lot.
That is
watching
important.
a lot of movies on Netflix and all that.
That is
Most
also
of these things I hadn't had time to
do before.
I do them now, and I've been keeping safe.
That is important.
Sitting under the sun, to get my vitamin D,
yes.
Taking my vitamin C regularly. Making sure I'm fine, and also checking on people. I've been calling a lot of my friends that was not being able to talk.
That's important.
The I was so lucky. I was in England. I had to rush in the day before the airport was shut down.
Oh, okay.
So it would have been a disaster for me because I didn't know what I would be doing in London for 3 months or more, even though some of my children are there. But it won't be the same.
The same as being home.
Environment. Yes.
Thank you.
Thank God for everything.
Yes.
And it's been so sad with all the deaths and
very sad.
Everything.
Very sad.
Yeah, so but we just pray to Almighty God that people will know that the pandemic is real and they will adhere to the NCDC rules and regulations.
Yes.
To ensure that more people are safe.
Thank you. Now, the conversation this morning is about the protection of women and children and how important it is for an enabling environment to actually allow this to thrive. Over the years, there has been a systemic gender bias against women and children in the environment in the country. But how important when we're trying to leverage an enabling environment, how important it is for us to have an enabling environment for women and children to be protected.
The importance cannot be overemphasized.
Okay.
As we know, first and foremost, we know the importance of women in our society. In Nigeria, I would say women are more than men. That's one. And then we know the role of women as regarding children and their impact, on these children. And we know all the vices, we know all the problems that we face in this country. And knowing that these two categories of people, women and children, are more vulnerable. So it is very important that we must have an enabling environment for them. Having an enabling environment goes beyond just your environment as you wake up every day and you live your life and all that. It goes beyond that, Yeah.
All right, thank you so much. Now, considering the society we live in today, with various reports of violence against women and children, what are some actions and changes that are strategic for us to actually create an enabling environment? There have been so many concerns about, with the recent, there has been like a recent awareness or sensitization of the public on the issue of rape. But let me even to get your perspective on all of these rape issues that have been happening lately.
Yeah, thank you. I think rape is an unforgivable crime for anyone to commit, no matter what, under any circumstances. It is unforgivable. And when you have a very severe issue like that at hand, it also needs to be tackled with very severe, punishment or solutions. So I think, first and foremost, rape is just one of the violence against persons, as in women and children, which we already have an act, that takes care of that beyond the penal and criminal codes that we have. I think that is one law that all states in Nigeria must domesticate.
Okay.
But now we have just about 4 states that have domesticated this law, and that shows that we are paying deep service to this issue of violence against women, especially rape. Because if you put yourself in the shoes of these people who are being raped, then there's no reason for any state not to have domesticated this law.
You don't think that there are hindrances to why this act have not been domesticated in all states of the Federation?
I don't. There's no hindrance that could, be equated to the consequences of rape. Because when at times those victims, some of them die in the act, some of them are dead even though they are alive forever. Some of them, the effect is forever. So what could justify any state? We're talking about taking care of your citizens here. So what would have justified that?
Okay, take for example, the Oyo State governor that has actually not been very vocal or has not actually spoken a lot with regards to the killings of recent. There have been 2 cases of rape in Oyo State that actually led to the death of the victims, but at the same time too, it happened in the same local government, and we haven't even heard anything from the state government. And how do we begin to address the issue of an act that has not been passed when those representing us in power have not been very vocal about the situation?
Yeah, thank you. One mistake that we make is that we expect that the governor, his voice is everything.
Okay.
Those states that have domesticated the violence against persons act, where they even say the capital punishment and all that, have there not been rape in those states? And how far have they gone? You see, the way we tackle things is not about, we have so many laws in Nigeria that are not being implemented.
Okay.
For one reason or the other. Nobody has said anything. I'm sure the Ministry of Women Affairs in Oyo State must be taking steps, to do something concrete, on this issue. Because anywhere it happens and nobody is saying anything, it's not about shouting on one case.
Yes.
It's about ensuring the enabling environment so that these things don't happen.
Okay.
So if it happens once and everybody is condemning it and shouting, and you go back after 3 months, and you feel you've solved the problem, that is not the issue.
That is not the issue.
After domestication, you need to implement those laws. And, people, women and children who are victims must be able to trust, the those who are supposed to implement these laws. They must be able to trust you. You can imagine, in our society today, if a lady goes to the police station and say, I've been raped, I'm sure you know what happens. Majority of the policemen will just laugh and say, hey, rape. How it take happen?
Something funny happened this morning. Somebody actually called me immature because I said that the police have not done enough with regards to addressing the issue of rape properly. And then the person highlighted the fact that they have not been provided with enough equipment. But I have seen cases of where cases of rape have been taken to police stations, and then at the end of the day, the police are looking for ways to settle it outside of the court and are not looking at how they can persecute the person. So I wonder because you also said something about trust, which is a very key word. That is, like, I had to underline the word trust and say that we have not. Yes, we have not been able to trust our government.
These people will come out. But when you have not, shown them that they can trust you or that they will get justice, everybody will be. Because you see, the stigmatized rape victims in Nigeria, we shouldn't be.
Okay. What do you think has led to the stigmatization of?
Do not even understand their own rights as well.
Okay.
If you know the person who has raped you, most times you can take the person to court.
But our system has not been favorable to a lot of rape cases. We've seen a lot of rape cases, which is part of the trust.
Justice system itself.
Okay.
There's so many things that we need to do before you can say that we have the enabling environment.
True.
One of it is the trust that I'm talking about.
Okay.
Two is also the domestication of this VAP.
Okay.
And so that people will know that it carries a capital punishment. Because in the penal and criminal, is still talking about 15 years and some fine. How can you find somebody and let him walk the street again after raping a 3-year-old girl or 3-month-old girl? For me, I will even say death penalty. Because if 6 people can rape a young girl,
yes,
what else is left?
At
the moment you begin to take up this capital punishment, you will see that the incidences will come down.
Okay.
To reduce. So you see, okay, those who commit rape, who are they? They are men.
Okay.
The victims are women and young girls. Those who are implementing the laws, they are men.
Okay.
So you see where the problem is?
But then why when we talk about...
If they go to court, if they prosecute, you can be rest assured that when they meet with the female judge, forgetting that she's female, she will be able to put herself in the position of those young girls and understand. But you see, even these men have children. They have wives. They have sisters. So how would you feel if one of your family members was gang raped? So it's not something that we can trivialize. It's not. We need to also do a lot of public awareness. Let these people know that genuinely the society feels their problem as well.
Okay.
And so you can report to any of them. We have NGOs who are taking up the issues and all that. But you see, the talk stops on the desk of the police.
Okay.
In the police station, they must have a desk for rape. Because some of them are shy to come out, but when they know that, you can talk to somebody in confidence and you'll be attended to properly, they will come out. The stigmatization is causing a lot of problems. But I don't feel that this should be a hindrance. But let the law be there. Let it be domesticated. Let every Nigerian know that if I rape someone, I'm going for life.
Okay. Thank you so much for all that you have said this morning. We really appreciate you. This is still the big question. 9:30, Women Radio 91.7. We're having a conversation on the protection of women and children, importance of an enabling environment. And Honorable Mulikat Akande Adeola, former Majority Leader, House of Representatives, is speaking with me this morning. Now, you have served in a capacity in the House of Reps before. Now, my question would be, how then do we begin to get more women? Because a school of thought believes that the fact that we have less women representatives at the House of Assembly or at the national level are the reasons why these particular laws are taking longer to get implemented, because the men might not really have, because how do we make laws for women as men? How do we understand their plight if it's not women handling the issues? What can we do to ensure that we're having more women representatives at the national level so that laws like this would not be a long conversation we've been having this particular issue of the VAMP Act for close to 3 years now. It is not a today's conversation. The Child Rights Act has been a conversation for over 5 years, and these laws have not been able to get to maybe second reading, permit me to say that, and then because some school of thought believe that the fact that we don't have enough women is the reasons why these particular issues are being sidelined.
Yeah, that may be one of the reasons.
Okay.
Having an assembly with half of women may help, but you see, we shouldn't look at it this way. Any problem that affects citizens of this country becomes the problem of every one of us, and especially the lawmakers, to rectify. So it shouldn't be that they are making particular laws for children or for women. No, these laws are made for Nigerian citizens. We want to be seen as civilized, and so we need to do things in a civilized manner. We're not going to say because they are women and children. No, they are citizens of Nigeria. Once you've been elected to represent your constituency at the national level, you must be patriotic enough to support laws that will help this country move forward. And this is one of them.
Okay.
This is one of them. How many times do you hear rape in America? Anybody that rapes, even if you are drunk, even if you have mental illness, you know the punishment. You know it. And the people are not ashamed to come out and say it.
Okay.
As long as I do not consent that you sleep with me, it is rape. Even you've seen people abroad who sue their husbands for rape. Yeah, he may not go to jail, but he will definitely compensate the woman.
Yes.
In a way that he will regret what he has done. Having more women in parliament is something that we must consciously achieve as a country, because women form more than half of the population, and we must be at the decision table. The men alone cannot be deciding our fate and deciding the fate of people in this country without carrying along the women folk. I think the issue of women being at the decision-making table is something that if Nigeria can, attain or can achieve, people begin to see us as civilized. That is my own opinion.
What steps do you think?
Look at the steps that we can take. We've tried by election, we've tried placating them, we've tried cajoling them, we've tried everything. I think it's the issue of quota, like was done in other countries in Africa. South Africa has created quota. Rwanda, we have so many women there. Kenya, East African countries, countries who are not even as big as Nigeria, we call
they have quota system.
Of Africa. Without doing the necessary things that make us a big brother. I think we need to create quota for women. Affirmative action is there. You just have to create the quota. When you talk about quota, they'll say it's unconstitutional. This is discriminatory. No, because the men have been there. They've been out there for much longer time. And if like they move, if they're going to be sincere with themselves, they will know that they have to bring the women. Women are in your homes as wives. You have sisters, you have daughters, and you always pray that they attain, their destiny in life. Why can't you help them? I think we paid enough lip service to this issue of women. And we have to start with the political parties. The political parties must help by putting in quota for women, in their constitution. Once this is done, you have more women. It doesn't mean that in the House of Reps, for example, where we have 360, 180 must be women. No, it doesn't. If we attain it, it's fine. Let's even have women representing all the constituencies, whether in the general state, have a percentage of women, there. And then a lot more women can open up. A lot more issues can be discussed freely. Because a lot of people are intimidated by the fact that it's just men. Sometimes most of these bills that affect women and children just get shut down at first reading. Because it's about numbers. And the number is not there. You go around, we campaign to the men. We have some gender-sensitive legislation, but they are not enough. They are not enough, and so this cannot help. So I want the men to see this as in totality, something that we're talking about the country as a whole, and what will better the country.
Let me pause your thoughts there.
Competing with them.
Let me pause your thoughts there and say that now you spoke at it at the national level, but top of my head I'm thinking, how do we begin to translate this into every single Nigerian man out there in the country? Because when we talk about the toxic masculinity that is thriving, that has allowed issues like rape culture to thrive, issues like gender-based violence to thrive, when you listen to certain perspective of certain men who are not gender sensitive, you have spoken about it on a national level, but in establishing that this exists among every single citizen who is a man, and make them understand the need for this inclusion and not make it look like it's a competition.
Yeah, it must start from the home.
Okay.
You see, even some of the young boys who are just coming up feel they are, better than their sisters.
Mm.
And this fault is that of the parents. The boys and the girls, they must be equal from their homes. There is nothing that says this particular child is for a boy, this is for a girl. As they are growing up, make them do everything together.
Okay.
Let him appreciate his sister. Let him see that, there must be love. And then, like someone, I was listening to a video, the lady said in their home, they try out the democracy, the family sits together, they allow everybody to air their views. So in some homes, the boys can talk, the women cannot talk. Right? Everybody should be heard. That is one. We must, engage in mass orientation and public awareness.
Okay.
For people to know. And if possible, let even the school curriculum design, a curriculum that will, at the end of the day, justify the fact that boys and girls are the same. There's no difference. After all, there's no field of study in this world today that you don't have women. And they're even beating the boys. They're doing better. So it's not about relegation. It's not about the women are less intelligent. No. There is no field today in the world that you don't find women. That may be childbearing.
Okay. Do you agree that maybe a gender equality law would be necessary in ensuring that there's an enabling environment?
It might just contribute to helping. Because if God wanted the men to be the ones ruling the whole world, after all, we have female presidents, we have prime ministers in the world now, we have women. That goes to show you that there's nothing a man can do that a woman cannot do. And even looking at this COVID-19 period, the countries that are being ruled by women have fared better.
Yes, they have. I've read the reports, they have lesser cases of coronavirus.
Better at that the women are not, doing better. Like they feel they should be the ones doing everything.
Okay.
So this mass awareness and orientation, starting from the homes, the schools, letting them know that they are equal. That is where you're talking about gender equality. Because even if you have, how many laws do we have in Nigeria? How many of them are respected? You still have some people who believe that, no matter what, my wife cannot talk where I am. Or men who feel that their wives must move down and give them food.
Okay.
So it's not about, even when you have the laws, so if a man slaps a woman, does that mean that she will now go to court? Of course, for assault, you can go to court.
Yes.
And, get compensation, or the man will be jailed, or he will be asked to pay a fine.
Okay.
But you see, let these laws be respected. Let these laws be known to everyone that, I can't do this.
Okay.
And if I do it, it's by mistake and I will suffer the consequence.
Yes.
So it's not just about laws. It's about the orientation. People believing that, this is a woman, or even a woman slapping a man. It shouldn't be. So what is good for the goose is good for the gander. It's not about just women. So when we talk of gender equality, we're talking about both gender here. Some women do pick up their husbands. It is wrong. And if women can grape a man, we should go to the police station as well and see what they would do to him there. Because I'm sure the police will say, you, women rape you, now you can't stand here. The way they trivialize the issue. So that is the problem, is the respect for the rule of law that is important in this country. Respect. As long as we don't respect and maintain the rule of law, a lot of things will not work. Once they respect the rule of law, any law that we have, and they know, if this person does this, takes me to court or reports me to the police, I'm in trouble. Then people begin to respect one another.
Okay, that is true.
Dignity is in the respect for the rule of law. Integrity also, knowing that, as a man, I shouldn't beat my wife.
Okay. Because
if people hear that I'm a wife beater, then I will lose respect.
Okay.
These are some of the things that we need. But a man beats his wife every day on one street, and people still see him as, oh, guys are welcome, sir. They'll still be shaking.
You know, I'd like to ask you a question that with regards to the silent culture. And when I talk about the silent culture, I'm not just looking at the victim or the survivor, but like with the example you just gave right now has been a major concern of what has made us come to that part where we just feel like it is none of my business to tell this person what you are doing to your wife is wrong, how you treat your children, it's wrong. What has allowed that to thrive?
Is hypocrisy and psychophancy, as far as I'm concerned. Because if you are my neighbor and your wife cries out every day and I know you are beating her, even if I cannot come to your house, I can go and report. If I know that the police can come and investigate.
Okay.
You know what I mean? Because abroad, when you commit or you are doing something wrong, your neighbor sees you, they call the police, and the police will come.
But when we look at the case of protection for those with such information, because one of the major issues with a lot of analysis have said, or a school of thought believes that one of the major issues that has affected the rise in insecurity is the fact that we don't have protection for people with such information. So there is a breach in information gathering.
Where do you think that problem is? The problem is also in the citizens who are supposed to protect the law and order, protect the citizens, which is the police.
Okay.
Because I can't imagine calling a number or going to the police station and say, oh, my neighbor beats his wife every day. And they will say, what is my business? Until the day the wife dies, then the police will say, oh, or the lady will say, I've been telling these people. And if you try to speak up, somebody else will come, maybe attack you or do something. All still boils down to the fact that we have no regard for our law. If ordinarily you beat someone, anything happens, you know, in that regard, and the punishment is laid out, and you know it will happen, not because you are a rich man, you go to the police station, you call the IG, you call and everything is resolved. No. Once they know that this is the rule of law, this is what obtains, people will not do it. They will not do it. So the ball still stops at the table of our law enforcement agents. And how do some of the ways we can stop this is to hold them accountable.
Okay.
Is to hold them accountable. If I've reported my neighbor who beats his wife to you, and then at the end of the day the wife gets maimed or killed, I can come out and say, I have been to this police station, I have reported, and all those in charge will also be punished.
When you say we do not have regard for our laws.
Also, as citizens, look at what happened to the policeman who killed George Floyd. Okay, are we saying such things have not been happening in this country and they'll be swept under the carpet? Nobody will be able to talk. But this is look at the and the moment you allow them to begin to take away those rights, after some time you have a militarized state and everybody will not be able to talk. Freedom of speech.
Okay,
freedom of speech.
Yes, freedom of speech is important. You said that, and I understand that. But when you said we do not have a regard for our laws, is it the situation in Nigeria, to be particular? Is it a situation of non-regard for the laws, or the fact that those in authorities over the years have given us reasons not to respect the laws?
You can say both, because as citizens, it's just like paying maybe your electricity bill or watering. A lot of people don't. So you see, and nothing happens for years. Then one day or for months, NEPA will come and say, I want to cut your light. It be automatic. Why must you enjoy the light that you are not paying for? Why must you enjoy the water that you are not paying for? How do you allow them? How do you think they will maintain this infrastructure if you are not paying? So you see, it starts from little things like that. And if you are a citizen, at least you are able to make those payments and all that. Know that at the end of the month, the first thing I must pay for, my light, my water, things that will make the system run properly. Then you will not even want to do anything untoward. Yes, you might have some financial problems, but immediately you will go and pay.
Yes.
People who do that, you see that it will be very easy for them to maintain law and order, for them to adhere to law and order, because this is law-abiding citizens.
All right. Thank you so much for joining us this morning. But just before I let you go, specifically, I'd like to know from you, what are the maybe 1 or 2 lessons you have learned from this particular pandemic experience?
The thing is, going forward,
Okay.
because the pandemic will be here with us till God knows when. So going forward, I'll just say that we need to, during the pandemic, I've learned to appreciate, people more. That, we had the opportunity to move around, we had the opportunity to visit, to do everything. Now we're indoors. What do? Reach out to people, find out about them. And also, another lesson, try and help your neighbors, help people around you. Because it shows that, look at rich people have died, leaving billions. Leaving billions behind. You can't take anything anywhere. So whatever God has blessed you with, try and share with people. That is my own. Try and share with people. And, I've done a lot of that.
That is important.
I used to do, but I've done more. Because I believe that if anything happens to me today, I'm not going with anything. The only thing people will talk about, she helped me, she did this, she did this in this regard, I think is very, very important.
Very important.
Reach out to people, help people, solve their problems. You cannot do everything. More in your heart of hearts that you are giving to the poor, you are giving to the needy. Try and find out people who don't really have as much as you. Try and help them. And where you cannot, tell them politely, I'm hard up, or I can't do this for now, but I will try and do later. Because like Yoruba people will say, in your last show, Bora me. In your last show, there's nothing you can do without human beings around your loved ones or even people you meet along the way. And that is all that the legacy you'll be leaving in this world. There's nothing.
Thank you.
They have told some of them that they will not live to see June or July. They will say, no. So you see, this is death gives no notice. And so let's live every day as if it's the last.
Thank you. Thank you so much for joining us this morning. Thank you for joining us.
Yes, my pleasure.
All right. Do have a nice day.
WFM 91.7.